Hi, everybody. Welcome to my loft on June the 1st. Rusty Blackwood here. And I just wanted to come on for a short video and talk about my views of um, the trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard that has been taking place the last, 6 weeks. And I've been reserving my opinions on that trial until the verdict was in. And I have to say, I mean, you all who know me know where my allegiance was lying. And simply because from the very beginning um, that he got mixed up with her, um, I had watched the relationship, through online, through different interviews and different events and what have you from the very beginning. And I could see right from the start what she was all about and what she was in it for. And I'm not saying that maybe she didn't have feelings or admiration for him, but I think, and I think I will always think this, that she went into that with gold in her eyes and visions of grandeur, of where being associated with him could take her in the industry, in Hollywood. And and when things didn't work out quite as she thought they were going to, um, her and her buddies just decided to take it down a different path. I'm not saying that she went into that relationship, from what I could see, that she went into that relationship specifically with that purpose in mind, but I do think it certainly came in to the picture when she found out that she wasn't in his will and he did not have the amount of money that she thought he did through mismanagement, his business manager, and different people, agents, and whatever, taking taking whatever they wanted, unbeknownst to him, and where he ends up with not what he thought he had to be in the beginning. And so I think when that all came to pass, I think she decided that she was going to get her gold, however she had to do it, and I think she couldn't do it alone, and I think that she needed help. She needed her buddies to help her. And there's no way to prove that, and but those of us who watched her with him for the period of time they were actually together, and the way he appeared in public, uh, there was times it was absolutely horrific, his appearance, and it made you wonder, like, what is going on with this guy. And she just seemed starved for the camera, constantly looking around for wherever the camera was. Look at me, look at me. And the same when she would be in a fashion shoot, and the way she didn't walk like a model down the catwalk. She lumbered down the catwalk, and there's no grace whatsoever. And I don't know. This is just my opinion, and you can plainly see that I don't have 1 ounce of remorse for her. Um, I'm a true believer in karma, and what you put out there comes back to you. And if you put something out there in the wrong way, or viciously, or with intent to harm, it's going to come back to you threefold, if not more. And I think it's taken 6 years, but I think it's starting. Karma is starting to make its move. And so I think her losing this defamation trial, with all of her, she had nobody to blame but herself, with all of her outlandish performance to the jury constantly, and there never once was moisture come out of her eyes. When she was in the throes of upset, and anybody that is truly that upset, there is going to be real tears. It's just not going to be this agonized, seizure look. They're going to cry, and it's going to come across as genuine. I never did think she could act. It's him, but I'm a fantastic actress because I never went into that field. I think I would have liked to have tried, because some that know me can say, like how dramatic I can be, like a little over the top at times. And I must admit, yes, I think so. But I can certainly feel what the role might call for. Um, when you write, as I do, you have to be able to feel emotion, and in order to express emotion, to reach your reader with the proper intent that you're trying to go for through the words that you're writing, and hope that you're successful in the words you choose throughout the story that you're writing. And so, in a way, I guess the author is acting through the characters that they're writing and projecting throughout the story that they're telling. And so, I don't know. I just, to me, she can't act. It's fake. To me, a good actor or actress pulls you in to the character they're portraying, and you become part of that. You believe it because it's being projected and acted and performed so well that it is totally believable without it seeming like they're acting. That is the mark of a good actor or actress. And I don't think there are many in this day and age that are wonderful actors and actresses. There are a few, but the days of like golden age in the 40s, particularly, the actors and actresses at that time, and the ones I remember seeing on TV and in movies that were on television. I mean, when I was really young, just a little girl, we didn't go to movies. In fact, if I recall right, the very first movie I ever went to the theater, to the show, in order to see was Old Yeller, and that was in, I believe, 1957 or 58. And but I remember seeing movies on television, of course, and the actors and actresses that performed, and they were phenomenal. um, you couldn't help but be entertained and pulled right in to the film. And this was before computer imagery and all of the special effects and things like that. They had to act, and they excelled at it. And and nowadays, I think it doesn't matter how good of an actor or actress you are, because you can depend on the computer image that's going to make it appear as though what you're doing is actually believable. But as I say, there are a few, and I have always, right from the days of 21 Jump Street, I have always enjoyed and admired Johnny Depp. Um, he is a natural, um, and I don't think that I think for him, like he's like Marlon Brando, uh, Jimmy Stewart. It just comes naturally. Uh, and there's just something about his appearance. I mean, he's always been a very good looking man, most of the time. Um, but there's just something in the way that he projects his characters. I think there was a bit of time um, in the late, I would say from about 2009 or 10 up until uh, up until of course, he kept doing the Pirates franchise. I mean, he owns Captain Jack Sparrow, and nobody else could step into those boots and be believable. Um, but there was a time it just seemed like he was phoning in his performance. Um, Seemed like he could care less. And some of the roles he did were coming through that way. And but this was also during the time that he was involved with Miss Hurt and what all was going on there that we now know through the audio tapes, and listening firsthand to what was being said, and her, recording him unbeknownst, and in both audio and video, and and she sits there in the court smirking and laughing, and when some of this is being played or shown, and that in itself shows you the mentality that she has. um, I don't think that there was anything funny about any of it, any of what he was going through. um, I think, if the truth be known, I think he was fortunate to have survived with his life. Um, if you love somebody, you do not hurt that person purposely. You do everything you can to not hurt the one you proclaim to love, you profess to love. And I just don't know. Um, Narcissists just don't care. Um, they have no empathy. All they think of is themselves, me, me, me. What is going to be best for me? How can I obtain what I want for me? Never mind your partner, never mind your family. It's just me, 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 me. And that is Amber Heard. And I don't know. I just, whatever happens with her, she has nobody to blame but herself. And I really do hope she gets help. And the one I really feel for here is that little daughter of hers. I just hope that that little child who cannot defend itself will be cared for. I hope that that little child, that Jesus has his arms around that little child. And growing up with a mother like that. Um, and one day, when the child is old enough, is going to see these things, is going to find out about what happened, what its mother did. And I don't know. I don't know. I do feel there has been a weight lifted off Johnny's shoulders, and rightfully so. And for his children, Lily, Rose, and Jack. Um, Imagine what the last 6 years or so has been like for them. Having people talk about their father in a derogatory, slanderous way. And, you know, it just must have broke their heart. Um, Lily Rose stood steadfast by her father, and Jack. Jack is more quiet. He keeps to himself more. You don't ever hear much from Jack. But Lily Rose is in the public eye. She's an actress and a model, and I mean, is now the face of Chanel. I think she stepped into her mother's shoes, um, because Vanessa was Karl Lagerfeld's muse, and of course now he is gone, and Vanessa has gotten older, and I think that she brought Lily Rose up. She sort of, she was primed to take over for her mother, and I think she's done that gracefully. Um, Such a beautiful young woman, um, just natural. Everything is just so natural, and so for them, for those children, I am so happy that this is all finished. It's over. Their father has been vindicated. He's managed. He was given the chance to tell his story, to tell it like it happened, and all the people that came forth to give their views and to, being questioned and what have you, to be able to give their answers, and so credible, such credible witnesses, and not hers. Hers were. Honestly, I don't know. People will do anything for money, and and that was proven throughout that trial as far as she was concerned. And so I don't think anything that I have said in this video is defamatory in any way. I am just giving you my opinion of what I have witnessed and what I saw for myself and what I had witnessed going right back to the Rum Diary. That's how she come into Johnny's life, and maneuvered her way in, and so now I don't know. Um, what will be will be. Only God knows that. But um, I think everybody should learn from the mistakes they make. Um, but then again, a narcissist can never see themselves in the wrong. They would never, ever admit to being wrong. And I don't know. Um, I have been fortunate in my life to have had people surround me in my life that are decent human beings, and they care about their fellow man, and they're there to help if need be. Um, I think I've only met one narcissist in my life, and didn't realize that at the beginning, but it sure turned out that way. And there again, this person will go through life alone, maintains that's what they want, so I think that's the way they're going to end up. And will have had nobody to blame but themselves. And maybe this is going to be misheard as well. I don't know. But I do think that if she does not change her ways, she's going to one day maybe find herself in a situation where what she hands out, excuse me, is going to come back to her in ways that she is not going to be able to handle. And because there's always somebody tougher, stronger, more resilient, smarter, wiser, and more cunning than you are. And I don't know. But I think we can all take a lesson away from this trial, and maybe stop and think about the way we use people in our lives, and especially the way we use those we love. And if you are in a relationship, the way you use that person. And because not everybody is fortunate to have that special someone to be able to share their life with. And so, take what you will from it. But so I applaud Johnny's legal team. Just absolutely phenomenal. So professional. So knowledgeable. And, went about it in the way that let Ms. Heard reveal herself. And I think Camille Vasquez is in for a phenomenal career. Ben Chu has been around for quite some time, and of course I didn't know anything of these lawyers until this trial. Camille Vasquez represented Johnny in the UK trial when he sued the Sun for defaming him. And I hope that can be turned over, because that was just, no cameras allowed in the court for the public to hear anything, and behind closed doors, and you hear all kinds of things. You just don't know what you can and can't believe. But I think it was just stacked against Johnny from the beginning in that trial. And And I mean, that trial had nothing to do with Amber Heard as far as being involved, other than their star witness on the son's side, so she could go there and, you know, spout her lies, and so and unfortunately the judge believed it all, and I wonder what he's having to say now. But I'm just glad that even if Johnny had not won the trial, he still won because he got his story out there, and she was exposed and revealed for who and what she is. So in that respect, he won. He was the winner, hands down. But because he did win the trial, now he is claimed a winner, and rightfully so. You know, and I hope that him and his children can find peace now. And I understand work is starting to pour in for him, coming his way, and rightfully so. Should have never stopped. And with her, I hope that the industry, the studios, really, really take a good long look at her in more ways than one, and as well as any fashion trend or any cosmetics company or clothes, anything. I hope they do as well. So I'm going to close and wish you all a good night and God's blessings to each of you. I haven't done a video in quite some time, and but because, you know, I was keeping zipped here until this was all over, and I could see the outcome, I think I still would have done a video regardless if the outcome had been different. But I wanted to wait until it was all over and I had listened to the entire trial. I think I got mostly every day, so that, you know, heard all the witnesses, the majority, and so that I could form my own opinion. And so I'm very happy the way it's turned out. And so I will be back soon again and um, talk about whatever comes to mind. I'm coming right along on Return to Autumn, and in fact, I'm in a trial there. Jeff Taylor is finally being brought to justice, and so and I'm not too awfully far from the end now. And but don't expect this novel before the fall. And so have a good night, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.